This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 459. How to Build an Active Outdoor Lifestyle with Your Kids, Part 1, by Dan Schmidt with nerdfitness.com. Hola, and welcome to my show where I'm all about helping you optimize your relationships. I'm your host, Joss Marie, and today you'll be listening to a post by Dan Schmidt, a guest author on Nerd Fitness. In his post, Dan explains the pluses of spending time with your kids doing outdoor activities and staying away from your phone or computer screens. And because Lee and I enjoy living an active lifestyle with Talon and Colby, I'm super keen to share this one with you. So let's get right into it and start optimizing your life. How to Build an Active Outdoor Lifestyle with Your Kids, Part 1, by Dan Schmidt with nerdfitness.com. Who wants to have some fun? Not Fallout fun, not Facebook fun, not even Futurama fun. Just good old-fashioned family fun, outside and outstanding. Yes, I'm a dad. Today we're going to look at why we've all lost our love for the outdoors, how to rediscover it and why it's awesomely beneficial, plus some super rad outdoor activities everyone can do to get moving whilst enjoying yourself. Now, I'll be the first to admit, be it Nintendo, Netflix, or of course Nerd Fitness, I find that I spend a lot of my time in front of a screen, and as a result, so do my kids. This is a common issue for many families today. Studies have shown that children are spending far too much time in front of some sort of screen and not enough time undertaking physical activity. I get it. The things on these screens are pretty seductive. They've been designed that way. So let's fight back. Today, we're going to give you the tools to put down this device and go out into the world. Right after you finish reading this article, of course. All screen, no green. Growing up, my days were spent riding my bike, exploring creeks, or playing backyard games with the other neighborhood kids. Sure, I still clocked up a ridiculous amount of hours on the Sega Genesis each night, but if it was light out, I was out too. Not to sound like the cranky geezer that I'm slowly turning into, but it's just not the same today with kids these days, and people in general. Why is this? Seriously, pause for a minute and think about why. If you think like me, you may be thinking how we all live different, busier lives. We're all working more hours to spend more money on things we don't need to impress people we don't really like. A lot of us feel we simply don't have the free time after hours or on the weekends. And this isn't just adults. Our kids are becoming overscheduled too. It's not uncommon for a child to be undertaking swimming lessons, ballet, soccer practice, learning piano, and managing their own YouTube channel before they've even started school. Are we as parents the ones to blame? Naturally, the answer is no, of course not. I want what's best for my child and do all I can to give them that. This may be true, but along the way, we might be so caught up on the doing that what's best for us and our child gets lost. My favorite formative memories from my childhood came not from structured learning, but from unstructured play. From learning to nail a kickflip at the local park to building a treehouse, which we would later destroy in spectacular fashion, or knocking on the neighbors' doors to see who would come and make mischief with me and my brother that day. There's a sort of magic in this play, and it turns out a magic in the development of children and well-being of adults. But will I let my daughter partake in arson and go unsupervised knocking on random neighbors' doors once she reaches primary school? Nope. Like we've established, not our fault, want the best for them, I've seen that NBC show, and so on. That's another huge reason why kids don't get outside as much anymore. Stranger danger. Even though statistics don't back up the idea that our kids are almost certainly going to be kidnapped if left unsupervised, it's clear we don't do a good job of judging these things in real life. A 2010 New York Times article showed how parents are just awful at judging danger. Even when they make a good faith effort to protect kids, they often end up choosing the thing that puts them statistically in more danger. We're keeping our kids from building up their anti-fragile attribute. Ultimately, our intuitions about danger are So let's get ourselves and our kids outside and naturally just find ourselves spending less time in front of a screen, thus avoiding the range of posture, neck strain, and eye issues that tend to come with it. Let's get outdoors. Why outside? Give your child a stick and you create 1,000 play scenarios. Children are naturally physically active and we shouldn't try to stop this. Their minds and bodies are desperate to move, learn, create, touch, smell, and explore. And for once, there's no app for that. A handheld device or a bedroom can only offer so much stimulation, no matter how many plastic toys or gadgets they own, for both their growing bodies and minds. The outdoors is the very best place for kids to practice and master emerging physical skills. It's where children can fully and freely experience motor skills like running and jumping. How many times have your parents said, "No jumping on the couch," or "No running in the house"? Additionally, it is in the outdoors that children are likely to burn the most calories, helping to prevent obesity and reducing a key heart disease risk factor that has doubled in the past decade. As if that's not enough reason to get outside, it's been shown that children who play regularly in natural settings are sick less often. Dirt, leaves, water, and grass stimulate not only their imaginations, but their immune systems too, are more resistant to stress, play in more diverse and imaginative ways, assess and negotiate risk with greater confidence, and have more positive feelings towards each other. Plus, other studies suggest, quote, nature has been associated with a number of health benefits for children, such as improved cognitive function, increased creativity, improved interaction with adults, reduced attention deficit hyperactivity disorder symptoms, and reduced rates of aggression, end quote. It's not just our children's bodies that benefit from getting outside, it's their highly susceptible minds too. Do you want healthy, creative, and happy kids? Take them outside. Destroy all excuses. There's no such thing as bad weather, only inappropriate clothing. So even if it's as cold as Hoth or hot as Tatooine, let's look at how we can make the most of our surroundings. To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, How to Build an Active Outdoor Lifestyle with Your Kids by Dan Schmidt with nerdfitness.com. It's crazy to think that without us even realizing it, we can overschedule our kids and they can become super overwhelmed just from all the extra classes and activities we sign them up for. Unstructured play, however, is a natural fit for children's curious and physically active temperaments. The quote about how playing outdoors brings about health benefits like reduced ADHD symptoms is a great motivator to enjoy the great outdoors with your kids. Since we moved into our new home, Lee and I pretty much live outside with Tal and Colby, and we're constantly planning our next outdoor adventure, like taking the wagon down the street to go visit the donkeys at the donkey farm, or letting Tal ride on his awesome Raptor four-wheeler that he got for his birthday, or just picking up sticks together and bringing them over to the bonfire pit so that we can have a bonfire that night. There's so many awesome things to do outside, like chalk and bubbles, and the list goes on, so hopefully you have a chance to really get outdoors this summer and enjoy it with your kids. But with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and be sure to tune in tomorrow to hear the rest of Dan's tips in part 2, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more, from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com, that's OLDpodcast.com, for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.